Welcome to IBM Consulting. In this session, I'm going to give you the demo of this checking tool. This application can do multiple checks: weld, check hole, check purlin holes, and bolt check. Let's go to the weld check first. When you run this application, it is going to check all the selected welds in the model. If the welds are incorrect, I mean if the primary and secondary part is not touching, then automatically it will display that weld and also the primary and secondary part and hide all the other objects. For example, I'll change the switch to select assemblies. When I click on it, you can see it is highlighting this member and this member. There are so many welds here. I don't know which one is actually causing this issue. The same thing if I just go and click here, the problem is it is highlighting this column and beam. So what I would do is I'll change the switch and select only the weld in the tool. Select this area. Now I'm going to run this check weld. So what happens is that it will hide all the other objects because the other objects are correct, and it displays the primary and secondary part with the incorrect weld. So if I click on it, it is highlighting the primary and secondary and the weld, so you can select and delete it. The next one is these two. I click here, so this is the one, I delete it, and the next one is this. There is a gap between column and the small member. Let's see what's going on here. So I'll delete and undo it. So there is a plate in between the column and the small piece, but what happens is that the weld is supposed to be to this plate and this hollow section. Whereas if I go and inquire this weld, it shows the main part as column and secondary part as beam. So what I would do is I'll quickly delete and reapply the weld. Let me run this check once again, redraw the view. If I go back and select this, it's perfect. I'll run the check once again. So the list is empty, that means everything is correct. Now you can see the advantage of using this tool if the project size is quite large, and of course it will be time consuming if you have to do the weld check. But this tool will help you save a lot of time. And the next one is check hole. This is for the bolt standard. Diameter, tolerance, slot X and slot Y, and press enter. I'm going to select all the holes, change the switch, keep only the bolt option on, and select. Now click get hole. It is highlighting the holes which are incorrect. There you can see 16.2, but the slotted X and Y are not meeting this requirement. That's the reason it is highlighting it. What you can do is you can click zoom to selected column. You can click and select objects. It will directly zoom to that hole. You can double click and change the properties. The next one is bolt check. This function will check the bolt if it is going through only one member or one plate. For example, I'm taking this connection. I change the bolt parts. Now if I go and select the bolt, it goes through only the plate. So I'm going to run this check. Select the bolts and check bolt. It shows there are two bolt groups which are incorrect. Let me just check this one. Select, zoom to selected, and click on it once again. It will automatically zoom. So you can go and fix this. Right click, bolt parts, pick the bolt and pick the member to fix it. The next is I click on this one. There are two bolt groups here. It is not highlighting this bolt group, but it is highlighting only this one. But both the bolt groups are going through only the beam. Then what's happening here? When you don't want to pick any bolt group if it's just going through only one part, what you need to do is you have to go to the user defined attributes and set the condition. For example, in the bolt command, you type any value. Please don't leave it blank. So if you type any value here, it will automatically ignore the bolts when you run this check. This bolt part, it will highlight the secondary part and main part. For example, I select the bolt, right click and redraw the view first. I select the bolt and then click bolt parts. Can you see it is highlighting the primary and secondary? Maybe for example, if I just redraw the view and I'm selecting this bolt and bolt parts. So it shows the column is the primary and plate is secondary. Then last one is check purlin. So it will actually help you to check the gauge distance based on the conditions set here. And it will also help you to quickly check the purlin hole distance. As you can see, this one tool can run multiple checks. And these are the very common things we usually check it in the project. So now you can imagine how much time that you can save using this application. Feel free to ask me if you have any question, and thank you for watching this video.